CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Silvana Benelich.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Thousands of TELUS customers have been left without service west of Edmonton. The outage is affecting internet and mobile services. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports from Mayerthorpe, where people are frustrated heading into the long weekend.
The town of Mayerthorpe is no stranger to mobile service outages.
We have an outage all the time here. That was not new, but it didn't last at this long.
A TELUS outage means internet, cell phones, and landlines have been down along Highway 43 in communities including Barrhead, Grand Prairie, and White Court since yesterday afternoon.
It makes you realize how dependent we are on it. Haven't been able to talk to my relatives on the phone or make plans.
Several businesses in Mayerthorpe have cash-only signs on their doors or are closed entirely.
My business is solely depend on internet, and just because we are on a rural town, it's very hard to get another internet provider, especially for pharmacies.
Pharmacist Satya Patel says she's had to turn away patients trying to get their medications ahead of the long weekend.
I can't fill their prescription. People would like to get their medication. You can't let them go without it, and I can't charge.
She plans to return on her day off since many can't contact her. Mayerthorpe's mayor says some people took advantage of the outage.
Someone broke into my storage unit at the facility here in town. Luckily nothing was taken, but because of the cell phone outage, I couldn't even talk to the cop in the moment.
She says internet and cell service in town is already unreliable, and most people don't have landlines.
I'd hate to think that we had seniors without some sort of a way to get hold of emergency services if they needed to.
TELUS says the outage was caused by a third-party excavator damaging cables in White Court along Highway 43. The company has activated emergency roaming so people can access 911 until service is fully restored. In Mayerthorpe, Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News.
Police say a man approached a woman, Police believe a man facing charges following a sexual assault at the Jasper Place Transit Centre may have assaulted other people. Police say a man approached a woman at the transit centre just before 8 a.m. last month. He asked to shake her hand and give her a hug. When she refused, the man continued to try and touch her until a second woman intervened. Police say he then tried to kiss a teenage girl, but the second woman intervened again. 40-year-old Fabian Sandypoint has been charged with assault, sexual assault, and obstruction. Police believe he may have tried to hug or touch several other people in the same area around the same time. The Alberta government is adding an extra support payment for children with complex care needs. This applies to people who receive family support for children with disabilities through the province. Kids 12 and under can get an extra $30 for instructional day. Kids 13 and over get an extra $60. The Alberta Teachers Association and the province will be back at the bargaining table on Tuesday. Until a deal is reached, striking teachers continue to rally. As CTV's Nariman Issa reports, they're looking to drivers for support.
At dawn, hundreds of teachers, advocates, and students converged on the Walterdale Bridge, targeting their message at morning commuters. Bridget Kennedy is a second-year English teacher. She says since day one, she's had to deal with overcrowding in classrooms and not enough resources.
So I have a class of 32. That's my biggest class right now. And just with some of them, it's obviously no fault of their own, but they do need these extra supports.
She says as a result, some students are falling through the cracks.
Just due to how many children there are and all these different complexities that they have, they aren't able to get the direct care that they need just due to so many of them require it.
This event was organized by advocacy group Public Interest Alberta. They plan on holding rallies for the duration of the strike.
We're really concerned about this government's approach to teachers in public education for the past few years, but it's really come to a head. So we just thought visibility, wave some flags, get some honks, show people that we're out here.
A loud message, they say, to get the province to put public money back into public education.
It's hard for the teachers, it's hard for the families, it's hard for the communities to watch public schools be harmed in this way, and it's time to really get back to the table and start working on the things that matter for our communities.
I miss my students very dearly. I went to West Ed yesterday and actually I saw a couple of them and I had to turn around because I was going to start crying because I miss them so much.
The Alberta Teachers Association, the province, and a mediator are meeting Tuesday to try to hash out a deal. Naramisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Some special visitors brought work to a halt at the teachers' strike headquarters in Edmonton today. The organization Dogs with Wings breeds and trains, as well as places service dogs with people who need their support. Today, the team brought a couple of dogs by to greet Edmonton public and Catholic school teachers.
Yeah, I think it is a very stressful time for everybody, a lot of unknowns, and just having something to brighten your day helps alleviate that stress a little bit.
Dogs with Wings has been around since 1996. A nationwide walkout by Canada Post workers will soon be replaced by rotating strikes. The union representing striking postal workers says rotating strikes will start tomorrow. Canada Post says its services will start to resume next week. Local branches will be told when it's their turn to rotate out of service. 55,000 postal workers have been on strike for 2 weeks after Ottawa said it would make changes to mail services. The local union president says rotating strikes will ease the financial burden on workers.
The corporation likes to tell everybody that they lose $10 million a day. Well, that's probably not that far off for postal workers, right? So the difference is it's an individual company or the 55,000 members of the union who are taking those losses.
Canada Post says it is waiting to hear back from the union on its latest offer from Friday. Alberta gained more jobs last month than any other province. Employment increased by 43,000 jobs. That is a 1.7% jump from August. It could be a sign of progress for the provincial economy, but as CTV's Tyson Fedor reports, unemployment still remains above the national average.
Stats Canada says employment rose by 60,000 jobs. It's the first time for an increase since June, including in Alberta.
We had the largest employment spike Alberta's ever seen outside the pandemic period.
The unemployment rate in Alberta is 7.8%, down from 8.4% in August. It remains above the national average of 7.1%. In Calgary, that number is above 8%. Edmonton sits at 8.7%.
The job numbers are highly volatile month to month, so you have to look at the longer-term trend. And that trend is suggesting that Alberta is still outpacing the rest of the country in job growth.
17-year-old Elena Terra has felt the pinch when trying to apply for part-time jobs.
It's pretty hard because everyone wants a lot of experience, and I don't really have experience because it would be my first job. So, yeah, it's hard to find those connections mostly.
But job growth in Alberta led the way. The gains more than offset declines recorded in July and August.
We are a low-tax jurisdiction. We have a very skilled workforce. The government is investing directly in developing that workforce to increase productivity.
Economists say the higher unemployment rate is because job creation is not keeping up with the population boom that Alberta is seeing. The largest job gains were in manufacturing and agriculture, something the province says it is encouraged by.
We see new investment coming here all the time, especially even yesterday. Polycar just announced a $20 million expansion of their facilities here in Alberta. That's going to double production. And going back just a couple of weeks and months, you look at Lufthansa Technik has announced an engine manufacturing and repair facility in Calgary.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is still weeks away from unveiling his first federal budget, but today he revealed a few things in it he says will help Canadians. CTV's Rachel Aiello has the details.
Today, the Prime Minister took a long-promised step towards ensuring all Canadians are fully covered under this country's social safety net. Starting next year, the Canada Revenue Agency will automatically file taxes for low-income individuals.
This program will pay out hundreds of millions of dollars in benefits in the next few years that would otherwise be left unclaimed.
The Liberals are also making a pilot program that provides food to schools nationwide permanent, and are renewing the Canada Strong Pass, making museums, parks, and train tickets cheaper for a month over the December holidays and again for summer 2026.
Since no one can possibly experience all that Canada has to offer in just a few short months.
The announcement, the start of a political communication strategy.
Today was a preview of some of the things we're going to see in the next federal budget.
There's going to be more good news, trust me.
That was exactly my question.
Trust me.
But not all see it as good news.
They're printing cash to pay for their out-of-control spending.
Today, the government couldn't say why the years-old Liberal promise to make tax filing easier hadn't been acted on sooner, or why it'll take until 2028 to fully implement it.
I mean, we can talk all day about why something didn't happen in 2023 or 24 or 22, what have you, but I know certainly moving forward in this budget, 25, 26, 27, we have ambitious goals.
The Prime Minister said these measures will be considered operational rather than capital expenditures, a new distinction this government intends to make in its budgets. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Tomorrow is the last day of advanced voting for Edmonton's municipal election. Advanced polls have been open since Tuesday. Over the first 3 days, more than 21,000 people cast their vote, compared to nearly 19,000 Edmontonians during the same time frame in 2021. Polls are open from noon until 8 p.m. You can find your assigned polling station on the city's website. Election Day is October 20th. Hope Mission is hosting its annual Thanksgiving banquet for Edmonton's most vulnerable. About 800 people are expected to turn out for the traditional feast. Because of the high volume, it's being held at 3 different locations. Dozens of volunteers are serving up a home-style turkey dinner. Hope Mission says coming together like this is about so much more than just a meal.
Our vulnerable community members often feel invisible. They feel overlooked, and they feel like they're not seen. And so, especially at a time of year when they want to feel like they belong, it's really important for them to see the rest of the community show up for them.
Hope Mission says it's seen a record-breaking demand for its services this year. Donations can be made online. An Alberta nonprofit wants to make sure the whole family is fed this Thanksgiving, including pets. Parachutes for Pets is preparing Thanksgiving hampers for cats and dogs. They'll be available at Boyle Street Community Services' annual Thanksgiving meal this Sunday. Hampers include everything from food supplies and water to walking gear and toys. While the charity has been helping with a similar event in Calgary for years, this is the first one in Edmonton.
But there's not necessarily a lot of options for their pets, and we don't want to see any pets going with an empty stomach this time of year. It's our primary mission is to keep owners with their pets, especially if somebody's dealing with a stressful situation. The last thing they should have to deal with is having to give up their pet.
Parachutes for Pets offers pet food bank services all year round. Pet supply donations are always welcome at their Southeast Edmonton location. Visitors to the TELUS World of Science can now find some new prehistoric pieces. Millions of Lego bricks make up a number of species that existed millions of years ago. CTV's Merrick DeCash has the details.
Finn Fernie was one of the first people inside the new Jurassic World exhibit at the TELUS World of Science.
I only know that stegosauruses use those spikes on their backs to defend the T-Rex.
Dozens of children got an early look at the new gallery a day before it opens to the public.
I call one of them a Bumpy Lumpy because it has tons of bumps on it.
Jurassic World was built with 6 million pieces of Lego. A team of Lego artists from Australia is responsible for putting it together.
Just to build the models took was 10,000 hours of build time with 6 million Lego bricks over a period of about 6 to 9 months with a team of 30 people.
This exhibit is meant to be interactive. It includes 6 different areas where people can get creative.
Every single area within the exhibit also has a build area. So you're not just looking at these sculptures, you're getting to build right alongside those Lego masters as well.
Brickman has 8 different shows across the world. Edmonton is the only Canadian city where Jurassic World will come to life.
I mean, everyone loves dinosaurs, everyone loves Lego. You put the two of them together, it's you don't find many people you can't please.
It's a space where guests are going to be inspired to build and innovate and really see where their imaginations can take them.
The Jurassic World exhibit will be showcased at the TELUS World of Science until April 6th. Merrick DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Coming up, we go behind the scenes with a police sketch artist.
Once people start seeing stuff on paper, their memories come back and they're able to make corrections.
Also ahead, bat experts from across North America swoop into Edmonton this weekend.
Well, that was a very warm Friday as we move towards the start of Thanksgiving long weekend for Edmonton and actually large areas of Alberta. High temperatures today, 23 degrees, not quite up to the record high of 27.8. Change coming up. Temperatures getting chillier. And I'll have more on that coming up just a little bit later on.
Police sketch artists aren't normally in the spotlight, but their drawings can generate tips and leads when investigators have exhausted all other avenues. At EPS, officers are behind the artwork. Only a handful have the training or talent to translate a person's description into an image using only their memory as a guide. CTV's Jeremy Thompson went to Police HQ to learn more and try his hand at describing a suspect.
Just flip through the pages and see if there's anything that you like that's similar.
Okay. Detective Megan Bloomhagen walks me through the process of describing a subject for her to sketch.
A hair wig.
So hair is kind of short, blonde, kind of spiky in the front. I'm attempting to describe CTV meteorologist Josh Clausen. Maybe slightly thicker eyebrows, maybe? It's proving more difficult than I first thought.
When you're describing the person, you're being really honest with what they look like, including age, ethnicity, skin color, and if you don't know something, we're not making it up.
Working from memory is tough. Flipping through reference books full of faces allows me to find features I think are similar to Josh's.
This one, like the lids, fall down a little bit over top of the iris.
It's a collaboration and a work in progress. As the detective draws, she asks for feedback.
Once people start seeing stuff on paper, their memories come back and they're able to make corrections.
Detective Bloomhagen and Sergeant Amanda Ross are part of a small team of forensic sketch artists at EPS. They do a handful of sketches each a year, in addition to their regular police work.
I had a composite sketch artist come and do a sketch for one of my files, and then just seeing how that had so much potential to generate information on an investigation was it started to pique my interest.
The job requires special training, both for drawing and the professional people skills to guide witnesses through the process, usually navigating through trauma.
Having the interview background for me helped. I was already comfortable talking to complainants and witnesses and being able to draw things out of their memory.
At a time when artificial intelligence can generate digital images almost instantly, police believe sketching will stick around. They say when working with memory, imperfection is an asset.
It may not look as polished because we don't want to make it look so specific that a person's going to think it has to look exactly like that.
Releasing a sketch of a suspect is usually only done once most other investigative techniques have come up short. They're used for all kinds of crimes, often when investigators suspect a repeat offender is the culprit.
We really want to be able to help advance files, bring closure to witnesses and victims, and it's a good feeling when you can contribute.
After about 45 minutes, Detective Bloomhagen reveals her likeness of Josh. In a real investigation, she would spend 3 or 4 times longer refining the sketch with the witness. So how much does it look like Josh?
Hair's not bad. I don't love the crow's feet, but I do have crow's feet.
The artists do say prominent features are the most important details.
You'll notice I have a little bit of a skunk eye on the left side, and she kind of nailed the skunk eye.
Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Bat researchers and experts are flying into our city this weekend. The North American Society for Bat Research Science is holding a conference. Researchers can share the latest information and learn about how bats interact with humans and the environment. Bats might not be appealing to a lot of people, but they do serve a very important purpose in the ecosystem. One way is by helping farmers.
The bats are effectively nature's insecticide or pesticide. So what they're doing is they're flying around all night. They echolocate, and that echolocation allows them to find insects, things like moths, and of course moths are adult caterpillars, and they're eating insects.
There are 6 bat species in Edmonton, all help control the bug population. After the break, an Olympian from Sherwood Park sets her sights on a new sport.
been here training, and there just happened to be a bobsled tryout at the time that I was here, and I feel like 21-year-old me would be mad if I didn't take that opportunity.
Tuesday on Your Morning Edmonton. A closer look at the candidates competing for the mayor's chair and dispelling mental health myths during Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Awareness Week.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Time now for a quick check-in on weather. CTV's Kaylin Mitchell filling in today for Josh.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And I just wanted to start off by talking about the changes that are ahead for Edmonton and areas of Alberta for tomorrow as a cold front comes through. It's increasing cloudiness. It's going to be bringing in a scattering of some showers and some flurries and a gusty northwest wind. In fact, some of the peak wind gusts moving into the afternoon come up to around 40, 50 kilometers per hour. So that'll be quite noticeable. The temperatures getting a little bit cooler through the day as well. And then some chilly conditions coming up as we move through the Thanksgiving long weekend. So what we're seeing here on the Futurecast is the arrival of that front, increasing cloudiness here in through the grays across the northern half of Alberta, moving into the start of the day for tomorrow. The greens showing showers and some of the blues showing up in parts of the north of the province, a scattering of flurries that in most cases will be quite light, and I'd be surprised if there was much of accumulation. There will be some accumulation up in the mountains, and then the possibility of a little bit of wet snow getting down to the southern foothills as we move through Saturday night and into early Sunday morning. Snowfall outlook, though, really not showing much for the province. Again, the flurries where they do show up quite light. I know maybe a couple centimeters of snow are showing up around the southern foothills areas, but that's going to be a wet snow as well. So I don't know how much accumulation there'll actually be out of that. Low temperatures tomorrow morning when we start off around the mid to high single digits. And for a good portion of the province, temperatures don't change that much throughout the day because of that front moving through and the turn over to some chillier northwest winds. One area of Alberta where it is still going to be quite mild for tomorrow will be in eastern and especially southeastern parts of the province. A little bit delayed for that front coming through, so Medicine Hat could still get up to around 22 degrees. Taking a look at the 10-day forecast for Edmonton, you can see the chillier temperatures through the end of the upcoming long weekend, especially cold start to the day on Monday. Temperatures moderating into the middle part of next week. See a good deal of sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures cooling after that towards the end of next week and the following weekend. Back to you.
Thank you. An Olympian from Sherwood Park is setting her sights on a new sport. Cycling champion Kelsey Mitchell is pushing for a spot on the Canadian bobsleigh team. CTV's Glenn Campbell has the details.
Kelsey Mitchell is used to going at high speeds on the cycling track. Now she's hoping to hit even higher speeds on the bobsleigh track. She's decided to take a break from the bike and concentrate on a new sport.
Been here training, and there just happened to be a bobsled tryout at the time that I was here, and I feel like 21-year-old me would be mad if I didn't take that opportunity, and so I went, and it was so much fun. I love the environment, the sport. Of what I experienced in the ice house was so fun, and so decided to go all in, and here I am today.
This isn't the first time Mitchell has tried out for the bobsleigh team. She tried it back in 2015 and 2017. Back then, she wasn't strong enough or powerful enough, but she is now.
Well, I think that came with age naturally, and then with cycling, obviously, I trained the lower body quite a bit. So my leg strength was there for a bobsled. I needed to actually work on the upper body a bit, and then learn the running mechanics, because I'd never actually done proper track sprinting, and so I keep cycling my legs. I've got a bad habit from cycling now, and so I'm trying to learn how to fire them more like pistons.
Mitchell won a gold medal in sprint cycling at the 2021 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. She'd love to add to that collection in Italy at the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I thought about this. I thought about having the title of being a Summer Olympian and a Winter Olympian, which would obviously be incredible, and then to win a medal would be phenomenal. I'm just so excited to be back in a team sport.
Mitchell says this isn't the end of her cycling career. She fully intends on getting back in the saddle again.
My body just needed a break. My left leg wasn't cooperating, and I was doing absolutely everything I could to be the best I could be in Paris, and I obviously fell short of my goals. And so time away from the bike has helped me mentally, obviously, fall in love with sport again. And then I think when I go back and I return to Edmonton, where the new velodrome will be, it'll be a fresh start in a new environment, and I'll be ready to tackle LA 2028.
Good for her. And that is our show for tonight. Thank you, as always, for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. Good night.